Hello and welcome back to Broadside and our playthrough of Assassin's Creed 3. This is episode 5, I believe. We've been jumping back into Assassin's Creed 2 for a little bit, but we're going to continue our playthrough. Speaking of which, we can grab this page, which is a less annoying task than the feathers in Assassin's Creed 2. So it's one that I partake in. Just to give a short channel update, we obviously are not going to be able to complete the entirety of Assassin's Creed 3 before Mirage drops, so we're going to get this game to a point where it'll be okay to stop, and then we'll switch over to Mirage at that point. All along the way, we're going to continue our videos on other Assassin's Creed games, including the combat of Assassin's Creed 2, rebuilding Monteriggioni, stuff like that. So without any further ado, let's get to our mission marker. Let's start.
Evening, gentlemen.
Charming.
Oh, peace, Charles. He'll grow on you.
Oi! Catherine, you fussock! Get back here! Daddy needs a drink!
How fares the search?
Maths and maps are not cutting it.
What of your local contacts?
We'll need to earn their trust before they'll share what they know.
I have an idea on how we might be affecting that. There's a man who's taken to enslaving natives. Rescue them, and they'll owe us.
Do you know where they're being held?
Afraid not.
Benjamin Churchwill. He's a finder and a fixer. He's also on your list.
And there I was, wondering whom I might solicit next. Well done.
Okay, now let's see if we can catch some of the optional dialogue here. Hickey.
When I know something, you'll know
You
something.
know nothing, Thomas Hickey. Shut up.
Do you like it here, Charles?
There's a certain charm to Boston, I suppose. To all of the colonies, really. Granted, their cities have none of London's sophistication or splendor, but the people are earnest and hardworking. They've a pioneer spirit I find compelling.
It's quite something, really, watching a place that's finally found its feet.
Has it, though? The French still wage war from up north, and I fear the Spanish have designs upon this place as well. Is this a new world, or just another battlefield?
Ah, that's a story old as time itself, and one that's not like to change. We're cruel and desperate creatures, set in our conquering ways. The Saxons and the Franks, the Ottomans and Safavids. I could go on for hours. The whole of human history is but a series of conflicts and subjugations. A desire for more and more and more.
I pray one day we rise above it.
Whilst you pray, I'll act. We'll see who finds success first, hmm?
It was an expression.
Aye, and a dangerous one. Words have power. Wield them wisely.
Whoa, a lot to unpack there, but let's talk to our final companion, William Johnson.
This business with Silas confuses me. If Britain stands any chance of pushing back the French, they must ally with the natives, not enslave them.
Silas is loyal only to his purse. That his actions harm the crown is irrelevant. So long as there are buyers for his product, he'll continue to procure it.
All the more reason to stop him, then.
My days are spent in Congress with the locals, attempting to convince them that we're the ones they should trust, that the French are merely using them as tools, to be abandoned once they've won.
Your words must lose their strength when held against the reality of Silas' actions.
I've tried to explain that he does not represent us, but he wears the red coat. He commands a fort. I must appear to them either a liar or a fool. Likely both.
Take heart, brother. When we deliver them his head, they'll know your words were true.
Okay, wow. That's actually a lot of interesting information from people at the time,
Hope you're right, Hayden.
period. Actual people at the time period would
At some
probably
point
have
I
said
should
similar
finish.
things.
Let us speak later.
Talking about, that's so much to unpack. Talking about Boston finally finding its footing, I think that's fair-ish in that the colonies obviously weren't guaranteed to succeed, but it has been over 100 years. So I don't know if it's fair to say it's finally found its footing. If anything, it's kind of hit that peak, and now it's almost in a bit of a decline in the 1750s. But we'll talk more about that at a later date. Now, William Johnson and Haytham, their conversation revolving around the English and the French approach to native tribes. Talking about William Johnson and Haytham's conversation, though, it's interesting to point out that it's the French and Indian War, right? The French work better with native allies at this point in history. And that will lead to some early success for that combination against the British. And yeah, I would say that largely, or I guess broadly speaking, the British just don't really respect the power that the native tribes have at this point in the region. And that leads to some real frustrations on their end. So we'll see how that plays out in this game if that really touches us. But let's get back into it and let's talk to Charles.
Wonderful. Charles?
Sir?
Seems like we're not the only ones looking for Mr. Church.
Damn it, he could be anywhere. What do we do?
We find him. Come. I'll show you how.
Okay, here we go. Another new aspect to the Assassin's Creed franchise. We are listening in with a circle now. I know we've had to listen in before, but yeah, new style. So let's see how it works for us.
Should we write his family, do you think?
Not our business to meddle, even if we've the best of intentions.
But if you could have seen it, they were surely drunk carrying on like that, and during the day, no less.
The choice of old discerning restaurateurs. For the amateur sailor or fishing enthusiast,
Scandalous behavior from one who aims to be a surgeon. Not likely if he keeps up such carousing.
Truly a shameful display. Benjamin's parents would be mortified.
Perhaps I should send someone to retrieve him before he damages his reputation beyond repair.
They stumbled off to the northeast, no doubt in search of a tavern or some other place of ill repute.
Start questioning those on the street. I'm headed for higher ground.
Alright, we did our little training in the art of listening in, eavesdropping, and now we're off to gain even more information. So let's do that. Oh yeah, I forgot there were pigs in this game. Just pigs roaming around Boston. Now, as someone who lives near Boston, I can confirm there are still pigs in the street, but they're of a different kind. Okay, just got to get a quick viewpoint in. Get a lay of the land, which is nice. I think a lot of the problems that people had with this game was that it didn't have that feel, that tight European city feel that the previous games had. And that's a fair criticism, but for someone who's from the area, this was amazing to be able to see everything recreated as it was in the 1750s and then 70s. I think that's, I thought this game was amazing, and I still do.
Time to take a listen. With luck, one of those people knows what became of Benjamin.
Okay, let's continue our search for more interesting conversations. Gotta track down Benjamin Church.
I've asked the criers, but they all plead ignorance.
Bugger that! They're lying!
Aye. Well, what can I do? Threats light off them and I'll not deign to grovel.
Actions speak louder than words, my friend. Arrest one and put him in stocks. See if he's so glib then.
To do so without cause will set them singing songs about us. Last thing the city needs is town criers complaining about our abuse of authority.
And forget it. The crime is done. The killer's gone. Those who know won't share their secrets. If the city wishes to harbor scoundrels, let them pay the price for it.
Oh Lord, that's a disheartening conversation to listen to. Oh well, let's try and ignore that and move on. What a poor situation.
Though he's his to church, but one way or another, the debt would be settled. I don't envy the man. He's grim times ahead.
Well, what do you think they're planning?
All I know is I can't do it.
Probably looking for a nice, quiet place to do the deed. From what I hear tell, his work usually involves quite a bit of screaming.
Which reminds me, we'd best not buy any meat tomorrow.
Good call, that.
Dear Lord, is that a horrifying conversation to overhear. I can't even imagine if someone heard that in real life. Don't try the meat tomorrow. So there's someone working with the British Army who cuts people up and then sells their meat, I guess? Dang. Tough times for the people of 1750s Boston. Sheesh. Alright, another viewpoint down, and there's a conversation right where we're about to land, so that should work out for us. I do like the haze. I mean, I know they probably did that so they didn't have to render in everything, but I think it works. So, oh, here's the conversation.
I asked if I could help, and they waved me away. Insisted it was all under control. How odd. Did they say what had happened? No. Only that it was a trifling matter, and he'd be returned home soon. There was some blood, though, so I wonder if it wasn't more serious than they let on. Where were they taking him? Towards the hilltop. Perhaps there's a doctor at the fort.
Okay, Charles, let's get to the waterfront. Where are you? There you are. Sheesh. Hard to find.
See, Charles? We'll have church in no time, just as I said we would.
If I might ask, sir, where did you learn to do all this?
It is a requirement when you are raised in the manner that I was. Perception is fundamental to the Order. It guides the feet when running and climbing, informs the hands when striking and fighting. But most important, it transforms the senses, and we begin to know the world in a different way.
You know, he has a way of talking that's very nice. I always forget that. Hatham is a smooth operator. Let's see if we can't find Benjamin Church now. Okay, it seems that he is at a warehouse.
Careful. The place is well guarded. We need to slip past them.
Okay, Hatham, I'm gonna be honest. If I remember the stealth mechanics of this game and my abilities with them, oh, accidentally pulled out my pistol. Yeah, we're not gonna sneak past him. So let's go in loud. Let's just cut to that. I bet that happens. Okay, so that went very poorly, and we need to learn the mechanics of this game. Anyway, sorry, Charles. Let's open the door and save Benjamin Church after we loot the bodies, of course.
Locked. I'll have to find the key. Wait here. Here we are then.
Why must you always make these things so difficult, Benjamin? Merely provide me with recompense, and all shall be forgiven.
I'll not pay for protection I don't need.
Clearly, you do require protection.
Else we wouldn't be here. How very gauche. Now, what shall we do about our guest?
Maybe I take his hands, put an end to his surgering. Maybe I take his tongue, put an end to his waggling. Or maybe I take his cock, put an end to his fucking us.
So many options. I can't possibly decide. Take all three.
Now, hold a moment. Perhaps I was hasty in refusing you earlier.
I'm so very sorry, Benjamin. But that door has closed.
Be reasonable, Silas.
I rather think I was. But you took advantage of my generosity. I won't be made a fool a second time. I fear I lack the constitution to bear witness to such barbarism. Come find me when you're finished, Cutter.
You'll regret this, Silas, do you hear me? I'll have your head!
No. I rather think you won't.
Okay, wow. We should absolutely kill these people because they are horrendous. Come on, Charles.
A nice keepsake, I will. You're absolutely mad. Just like all good artists. Commoners do it.
And here we
I'm
go.
proud of it.
You're welcome, Benjamin Church.
Who are you?
Hatham Kenway, at your service.
I don't understand. Why are you here?
Walk with me, Mr. Church, and all will be explained.
Okay, and that's probably going to be where we leave it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider leaving a like and subscribing for more Assassin's Creed content as we continue our march through this game, upcoming Mirage, and yeah, diving into all of the games in the franchise. So, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.